a mixed feeling before and after or during, right? So as Marco says, everything shuts down. And because I was involved in construction before, things get very hectic before Chinese New Year. Because for some reason, Chinese New Year is one of those arbitrary days that a lot of people wants to really just want to. It's an arbitrary cutoff date for a lot of construction projects. So it's like, oh, we've got to be done by Chinese New Year's, and a lot of times we do promotions, we do like things that we want to open by Chinese New Year's, and there's really huge rush. Towards Chinese New Year's, and at the same time, there's another thing resisting it, which is the workers usually go away, and the workers go away. Usually, people take about 2 weeks off. That's the official dates. But then, for construction, the workers usually come from the lower provinces, and no lower tier provinces, and they would just go away for like a month or two. So that is why it's actually really really huge deal to finish the projects beforehand. So usually it's just like one big mad rush beforehand. And then, but the great thing about Chinese New Year's is that because I was also involved in construction, that during Chinese New Year's is the only time that you could take a holiday without people clamoring you on the phone with something, because usually you go on holidays and then and then people on different wavelengths and people still bother you, so you're still not really on holiday. But it's the only time in the world where you're not doing anything and nobody else is doing anything. So it's very good. And if I were to choose, if it's between mainland Chinese New Year versus Hong Kong Chinese New Year, which is Hong Kong actually treat pretty seriously, but they do it for like maybe 4 days. I actually prefer Hong Kong because things still kind of run. You can still get what you need, and then you just have 4 days break. But then afterwards, it's like I'm not saying back to work. People just still kind of lingering in and out, but it gets a little bit easier to handle. It's not as drastic as in the mainland. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
but
And the stock market, I mean, the Chinese stock market actually closed down all the way into the 30th. Um,
yeah.
since the 22nd. So literally, it's a week, a little bit short of 10 days. I mean, if you think about it in a Western sense, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think from Thailand we don't see a lot of actions. Here, though, we have a lot of Chinese, and we gave away ang pao, the little envelope of
Yeah.
money for the younger
Yeah, and
ones
it's
or
pink,
the
right?
elder. It's pink or red, and
Okay.
or you gave it to your parents, or the ones that don't work. And but I mean, this one is like very exciting as until you work. It was very exciting when I was a child, and then it's
Yeah.
not that interesting when I have to give out all those envelopes. But what's interesting about Chinese New Year is this is like old wives' tale, that they say that the gold will go up
Mhm.
during Chinese New Year, because the Chinese will always buy gold, beforehand, and they give away gold in this little envelope or in the box for people. So the demand was very high right before Chinese New Year. So buy gold in early January and sell it after Chinese New Year, or in the Western sense, they say sell in May. All the risk asset you sell in May. So you
Mhm.
see these patterns and you see these data, and so that's why